And hi, everybody. Jacob Schwartzinger. Well, the day continues as it's coming to an end here at the Powell Athletic Center here in Wilmington, Delaware. Jacob Schwartz again. Del Greco-Wilson will be along throughout the duration of the day. The final two games are next, and certainly two good ones. It is Archbishop Wood taking on the Phelps School out of Malvern, Pennsylvania.
Wood is missing Munir and Jackson for football. You think they're going to be all right, boys?
This is a very good quote, by the way, on that is, yes, again, Jackson out with a football, or I should say now playing, or still in the football services. Rumors are swirling.
In the video.
Rumors again are swirling. That's right, Munir Newton now plays football. Rob Jackson in his second year, and he's already, I'm told, piled up to 25 offers for a team that could be in contention for another state title. Count the basket for Chaz Kelly. He'll start alongside Logan Shanahan, Jackson Piotrowski, Kalen Peters, and the future Memphis Tigers, Sam Odu. Now Odu again out yesterday, still trying to kind of work his way back in. He played just about 25 minutes, 3 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 blocks in the win against a tough Chester team. Kelly again, this is Piotrowski for 3. He's got it to go! So a good start for the Lions of the Phelps School. Rasul Diggins. Deshaun Shepard, I'm told, is on his way. He was sent out. Now he is here. Marcus Randolph, who is also committed to a major Division I school. I believe that is James. No, that's Jalen Stinson. He is headed to play at where? Richmond. I'm sorry. Yes, the University of Richmond to play for Philadelphia native Chris Mooney. God, I should know this. So here's Sam Odu going to the line for 2, the man who just signed just a week ago with the University of Memphis. Chaz Kelly, former Neshaminy phenom. Sam Odu from out in the Texas area, lives currently with the Camden family, and he can't get the roll. As Phelps again on top, 7-2. Again, no Munir Newton. Rob Jackson, both playing football as they return back to the stage as PCL football officially returned just last Friday night. Jalen Stinson headed to James Madison University, also in the Virginia area. And I think Odu again was looking for the nosebleeds. There's certainly a souvenir for a fan on that one. We're at 7-2, or 7-4, I should say.
No, I'm working on, voice.
What's that?
I'm trying to get Big Sam to go up against Julian Reese. I want to test his defense. They say he's a good defender. We're trying to set that up on November the 8th, man.
That'd be a good matchup.
It's looking good, man. You think Sam will do all right against Julian Reese?
I got to say this, Del. Watching Julian Reese a week ago today showed why he's headed to the University of Maryland. When you mentioned someone who has grace, athletic, and poise, he was definitely it. As that three-pointer good, again, we're looking for who number 14 is. We'll find out in a few minutes. Dom Borzacello is also in the ballgame. Piotrowski, tough shot goes. And Piotrowski again delivers. 6 points now for Jackson Piotrowski. Sewell Diggins again headed to the University of Connecticut. Deshaun Shepard.
Piotrowski's dad is a friend of mine, and I just learned that kid has over 1,400 SATs, got good size, a good shot. I think all the Patriots and Ivies need to really be trying to find out what's going on with Jackson Piotrowski.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that at all. What a great career he had playing at Delaware County Christian, a school like the Phelps School, which has developed at least over 50 Division I players in certainly a short span. You think about guys like Terry Larrier and most recently Michael Watkins, who's at Penn State University or was at Penn State University. Mustafa Traore, who was on that team when Phelps had won that state championship just a few years back. Brian Shanahan was, and still is to this day, one of the prestigious coaches in America. He actually had resigned because he wanted to take a risk and go to another school. He had applied for many, and then he was called back by his alma mater, Episcopal Academy. And Trey Moore, now in his second year, has done as good a job as anybody. I like Trey Moore. I think very highly of what Moore, and again, can do. As Stinson now with, I believe, 4 points here, I should say. Another basket, I believe, was scored by Marcus Randolph. And Jackson Pietrowski on fire. 9 here. Scored the first 7 points here in this first half of play. It's Phelps versus Wood, Chester versus Wood, doubleheader action alongside Del Greco Wilson, Jacob Schwartz again for Black Cager Television, which you can find on blackcagertv.com.
Wood shooting that ball early, man.
And Archbishop Wood right now shooting just around, I believe, 60% here in the first half of play. And that basket for Kelly goes. Kelly with a second field goal, just like that. It's 14-12. Deshaun Shepard again now in the ball game. One of the 4 Division I commits. Again, you've got Randolph and Richmond. Diggins going to UConn. Stinson going to James Madison. And, of course, Deshaun Shepard will stay home and head to LaSalle University.
Loaded. Wood is loaded, but Voice, they've been loaded now for the 3rd year in a row. Now, they got to come up with something this year, Voice. You like them in the Catholic League?
I absolutely do, Del, and I really believe that, when you talk about the top-tier teams, we saw Bonner yesterday, have yet to see Roman Catholic and their new-look team.
Yeah, I haven't seen them at all.
Yes, but I can honestly say, and I've said it before, I'm going with Wood and Newman Goretti in the finals. There's no question about it.
That kid's a good-looking player, Voice, that just made that shot, man.
Our very own Norm Evanson told us just a few weeks ago here, or I think it was actually at the Sixers Fieldhouse, there may not be a deeper team than Newman Goretti. He's living proof of that. We've seen Newman Goretti multiple times. They are as deep again a team as there is in the Catholic League. Kelly again on the dribble drive, foul.
He's putting pressure on Wood, that kid, off the bounce.
Chaz Kelly, a former standout at the Neshaminy High School.
Where'd he come from?
Neshaminy.
Oh, he was at Neshaminy.
Yes.
He's a post-grad?
Yes. No? This guy's from who's the one I'm thinking of is
from
it
where?
Desir? Oh, Desir's the one from Neshaminy.
He came out of town from Houston, Texas?
I'm thinking so Desir's
is he a senior
the Neshaminy
or post-grad? Guy. Junior? Oh, this kid's got 2 years left.
Kelly again.
Oh, boy.
From Houston, Texas. It's actually Desir's the one that's from the Neshaminy areas. Kelly right now off to a good start. And Kelly makes it 18-12. So we've just been informed. Kelly again from out in Houston, Texas. Moore, who the head coach came out from Texas as well. Neil Benwall into the game from Garnet Valley. So certainly the picture has got to be on Sam Odu. 6'9", headed last week, committed to the University of Memphis. But when they get Mudir Newton and Rob Jackson back, there's no question in my mind this is one of the teams to beat in the PCL. They will play in the Diane Moscow shootout.
They've been one of the teams to beat for 3 years. I want to see John and them take the title.
John has had that opportunity. The 2017 year when Colin Gillespie was a senior alongside Keith Otto and Matt Cerruti, and I would not be against this class, by the way, that John has had. Now, after again Gillespie had graduated to go to Villanova, Russell Diggins was certainly handed a responsibility. He has lived up to that responsibility for the past 3 years. as the team's starting guard. Let's not forget, the first game that Wood had opened the year after they won both the state Catholic League title, they had to face DeMatha. And as you know, DeMatha has been for years a national high school program, as they went the distance with them. I only think they lost by about 13, if I remember. Then Marcus Randolph comes along. I mean, this Wood team, again, like they said, is as good and formidable a team, again, to watch. I really like what John Mosco has. And I got to say this, John Mosco, by the way, as we talked about yesterday, coming back from COVID-19. His assistant, Chris Rowantree, has been losing weight. He looks fantastic,
asserting himself here. You know, he's just so tough, crafty, off the dribble. You know, and you know what? He's a sneaky athlete. You know, if you pay attention, Sewell is actually pretty bouncy, man. He gets up there, he dunks it pretty easily. His jump shots come a long way over the last 3 years. I don't think there's any question right now. He has assumed the throne as the #1 point guard in the region. You know, I think him,
no question about it,
Wooga, and Miller are the 3 top guards in the region right now. It's just exciting, man. I'm just glad to be here to witness this year's version. Hope we get to see a lot more, Voice.
Well, we're definitely, Del, I agree with you 100%, and that's something that we're definitely hoping and keeping really our eye out on. Remember, we're only in the middle of October, and the season, again, would be on pace to start in the beginning of December. Hard to say of what's going to happen.
Is that Pietrowski again?
That was Jackson Pietrowski. Yes, it was. 13 now for him. The Delaware County native. His uncle, now his uncle, by the way, is the one who played professionally. His dad is also, I believe, he did play.
Played at LaSalle.
No, it's his the NBA guy is his uncle.
His dad had a really good high school program in Atlanta Christian too.
Yes.
He had Biggie Menace out there, man. He did a great job with Biggie.
Oh, yes, very much so. Deshaun Shepard again, the 6'5 guard, headed to LaSalle University in the ball game. Back out again he goes. Here's Stinson. Pull-up 3 is good, and it's a 2-point game just like that. Back and forth
Wood is finding their rhythm since they got Shepard out there on the court with him.
Well, now we're getting a first-hand look again at this, as we refer to as the 3-headed monsters. Kelly, the Texas native, buries along too.
Hey, all right, what offers he got?
Louisiana Tech, Missouri State.
Chaz Kelly, spell that. C-H-A-S-K-E-L-L-Y. E-Y? Chaz Kelly, how big is he, Ari? 6'4". I had a call from a local D1 coach early this morning. He asked me, was I streaming this game?
Well, Del, let's just...
Because it was a wing that he was interested in. It's got to be him. He didn't say his name.
Well, so, Del, let's kind of dive right into this right now as we're, again, you've got 2 teams with at least 10 Division I players on both sides of the floor. You talk about, again, Isaiah Miranda, who we're going to be seeing a lot more of, has a couple of decent D1 offers. Sam Odu, head of the University of Memphis. Chaz Kelly, realizing that he was from Houston, Texas. I'll tell you what, he has performed well in the past 2 days. Jackson Pietrowski really shining against a top team like an Archbishop Wood type of team. And then you've got Logan Shanahan and Giovanni Cecil. Now, Cecil comes, of course, from Italy, believe it or not, but he spent the past 2 years in northern New Jersey at Holy Cross High School. Trey Morin has certainly brought in, and this is actually the guy, Desir, that I mentioned. That's the one that's from Neshaminy. That's from the Bucks County area. Meanwhile, again, back to the action we go, and here is the future LaSalle Explorer, Deshaun Shepard. I spoke with Kyle Griffin, by the way, on Friday, and Griff was planning to watch some of the many highlights of this game. Actually was planning to watch the live feed. Again, due to technical difficulties, again, he was unable to do so, but Griff and I were on the phone for a previous time, and he was planning to check out his future star. That is a big get, again, for Ashley Howard.
Well, I think what Ashley has done over the past 3 years is demonstrate that you can recruit locally. You know, he had to keep Jack Clark when he got the job. He picked up Brickus.
Yes.
And now he's got Deshaun Shepard. He's got Darius Ward.
Yes. Darius.
He's got Christian Ray. LaSalle and Ryder, more than any other local program, just seems to have a real a way of relating to the local kids.
Well, let me just say
buy in.
what I love about Ashley Howard, besides the fact that he comes from winning 2 national championships in Villanova, he's a player's coach. He has been that way since the day I met him. And let me remind everybody about my history with this young man. He and I go back to the John Chaney Sunny Hill camp in Temple Ambler. And Ashley was a grad assistant.
Did you see that shot by Diggins, man? I mean, he's
so
just.
When you talk about somebody who was really born into coaching, I just wasn't shocked when here we were 19 years later. Ashley Howard's about to go into his 3rd year at LaSalle. If it wasn't for COVID, I actually think LaSalle would have made a run. In my opinion, I think they make a run for the A-10 title. I think they had the talent, the tools. They're getting better by the year, and this could be one of their best years. I really believe that Ashley has a ton of potential. Getting a guy like Brickens, getting a guy like Ward, and then you've got Deshaun Shepard coming in next season. And then he's really reaching out high into the DMV area, and he has done a great job again of doing that.
His first year, he was in the bottom of the pack. His second year, he was in the middle of the pack.
Yes.
I do think that he'll continue to improve to get to the top of the A-10, though. You know, VCU is really loaded. And Dayton and Rhode Island are loaded every year. Those guys are tough.
I mean, again, I said that they would attempt to contend. I guess I didn't actually say they would win.
Sewell Diggins again.
So that's Rasul Diggins with his 4th field goal tonight, 8th now for him. And the Vikings have come from behind. They're up by 1 as we're approaching a minute again left to go. Yeah, you talk about the A-10 in regards to, yes, Dayton with Anthony Grant and, VCU just added Mikhail Jones this upcoming season. Davidson is always low.
Watkins from Trent Catholic. Yo, Rasul Diggins might end up with 40 here today.
I'll tell you what, he looks like he's on pace to do so. That's 6 in a row now for the Philadelphia native.
Once he finds a rhythm, he's really tough to stop because he can shoot it, he can beat you off the bounce, and when he gets around the basket, he can finish through contact. He's really just a really all-around powerhouse at the high school level offensively. I haven't seen anybody that could just match up with him and stop him one-on-one.
One of the reasons, again, why Archbishop Wood has been the schedule they have with the talent that they've brought in, they really did not lose much other than Brennan Kersey just last season. Their 3-headed monsters are back. When they get Munir Newton and Rob Jackson back from football, I don't think I can see a better starting 5 other than Newman Goretti.
That's a great game, and I can't wait, man. We'll be in that gym somehow, some way.
Yes, but the only concern that I have with that is there may not be fans, though. That could be the only issue. But fans or no fans, you know this is going to be a great game. And I'll tell you what, Chaz Kelly on pace for a good first half himself. 12 for him so far alongside Jackson Piotrowski. 28-27. Vikings on top here as Diggins again whistles silent. Here's an opportunity. That's the senior.
Missed that
Peters for 3. That's off the mark. And now we have a whistle. I don't... maybe it was an errant whistle, I guess. Oh, a technical foul has just been issued to Archbishop Wood. Maybe they're calling it on head coach Chris Rowantree.
He gave him a tech? What'd he do?
I don't know.
Oh, on Lil Sewell?
It's possible. Oh, yeah, so Rasul. Okay, so we've just been confirmed. Technical foul again has just been issued to Archbishop Wood's Rasul Diggins. Chaz Kelly makes both, and Phelps has just retaken the lead. It's a 1-point lead again for them. 29-28 again. They're on top. So let's try to get back to the action here. Kelly now with 14 points. We'll talk more again about the preview of the Catholic League later on. We've got a good one again so far here. A 1-point game. Kelly again off the screen, trying to go down low. Sam Odu again, who's continuing to play limited minutes, coming off a groin injury, did not play at all yesterday, and played very little in Game 1 of the victory over Chester. Odu again, who's headed to the University of Memphis.
What about Peters from Plymouth White Marsh, the transfer?
That's Kalen Peters, number 15, by the way.
He's got some exceptional grades as well. His father's a friend of mine, and we talked, and that kid is open to all options,
Yes.
including the really high-powered D3s like Swarthmore and Bates and Colby, schools like that.
Well, that would have counted again for Marcus Randolph. As we go into the locker room again, it's the Phelps Lions up again by 1. They're on top 29-28. Jackson Piotrowski and Chaz Kelly, 27 of the 29 points between the two of them. And so far, it's been kind of a sluggish start for the Vikings as Rasul Diggins leads the way with 10. Alongside Del Greco Wilson again, I'm Jacob Schwartz for Black Cager Television. Again, these next two games will be, again, doing the commentary work again. And this is, again, going to be set out later on today. This is not live. This is officially a recording. But you've come to the right place again with some good high school basketball as the East Coast Bump Showcase. And credit again to Terrell Myers for putting together another successful event.
I think I'm seeing a pattern with the Pennsylvania schools, especially the ones that play in the PIAA. You can see it's taking them a little bit of time to, figure things out, to get a rhythm. These guys don't have access to their school's gyms, like the places like Phelps and the schools down in Maryland like St. Francis, where they're able to get in and work with their guys.
Yeah.
And I think we're seeing that. And I think you're going to see some raggedy basketball at the beginning of games and early in the season. But, man, we have a lot of talent here in this area, and it's just really exciting. Do. And I'm glad we're able to bring this to the people. Like you said, 10-plus Division I players out there on the floor right now.
There really honestly could even be more, as, again, the Vikings shooting just about less than 55%. It's been kind of a slow start again for them. Marcus Randolph has shot the ball well. Diggins has shot the ball well. Hey, give credit also to Deshaun Shepard, but again, you got to see more of him here in the second half. Shepard again showed up a little bit late, but I think this is a big second half coming up for him. I really believe that.
Okay, they get ready to start back up.
You got to really get Shepard going here again in the second half, because Shepard, again, this is where it's really time to shine. Jackson Piotrowski has so far, in my opinion, he's been the best player on the floor. I'll say this, he's been playing at a whole new level. I'm very impressed with Piotrowski.
Easy, boys. He's playing well. He's not the best player on the floor.
Right now, I think he's been playing like it.
He's playing well, boys. On that floor, that kid Kelly and Rasul Diggins really look like the two best players on the floor right now.
Well, in a way, it has been a battle again of the guards here. You're right about that. Kelly again with 14 points. Diggins again, the high man for Wood with 10 as we're underway here in the second half of play. Again, the Vikings will play one final game against the Chester High Clippers, and I'm looking forward to the duo of Shaquan Horsey and Correll Watkins. You've also got the Burton boys, Fareed and Jameel Burton. It should make for a very exciting finish here in Wilmington. I didn't understand that move at all. And again, Deshaun Shepard drove the lane, and he thought maybe he was just trying to get fouled. Here's Piotrowski again with it. He pulls, jump shot, no. Rebound off the hands of Giovanni Cecil, who's actually the one wearing 25. 24, by the way, is Unionville's Logan Shanahan. Odu the rebound. What's that? Which one? Oh. I thought Giovanni was 25. Oh, Cecil's 24. My bad.
Diggins again, the Euro step, gets all the way to the rim, finishes through contact.
It's
what he does.
Count that basket, by the way, just moments ago for Rasul Diggins. Yes, the typical Euro step again. From the day he walked in, he has showed he is one of the elite players. He had, again, Maryland, UNC, Villanova, Kansas, just among the schools. At the end of the day, Diggins decided to choose UConn because he just felt like it's a good fit for him. And he's going to be playing, in my opinion, for one of the best coaches in the country in Dan Hurley. Foul on the other end, Jackson Piotrowski. Back to the line he goes. His team again trails by 1. 30-29 here with just about 14-20 and change. Odu playing a lot more minutes, by the way, than he did. Really, he was just kind of part of a rotation in that first game against Chester as they just kept subbing him in and out. It looks like they're really trying to give him some valuable minutes. So we will be keeping our eyes with the Memphis coaching staff and letting them know how well Odu has been playing. And he has been playing his part, really. He's done well on the defensive end. As Jackson now with 2, and Phelps retakes the lead with 15. Phelps again up by 1. Out of bounds. Going the other way, back again to the Lions. The question really, Dell, becomes with Archbishop Wood. And we said this before, that Newman Goretti also has a bench, one of the best freshman class in the, if not the best class in the entire league. But what does Wood do?
Outstanding move in the post.
So but my question to you, Dell, is what's going to happen with Wood's bench? Where does Wood's bench fit in?
It's high school ball. You got 6, 7 guys. You okay in high school, man.
But you got to talk about, again, you've got to mention as I believe Shanahan missed that 3. Here's Diggins again. Step back, goes back to Diggins. Diggins stops, pulls, 3-pointer. That's off the mark. And the struggles again for Deshaun Shepard continue. Out of bounds and will stay Viking basketball. Cello set to check back in. This is the problem, by the way, again, with playing 2 games at the same time.
Just put the divider down.
Actually, they could have done. Yeah, that's true. They really could have done that. Trey Morin again, second-year coach. John Moscow, longtime coach of the Philly Catholic League. 15-plus years as an assistant for his good friend Carl Arragale. Now I believe he's approaching his 10th year as Woods basketball coach.
Sewell is just being aggressive off the dribble. He's just putting pressure.
He continues to be a problem again for the Phelps defense here.
Breaking it
and that's
down
something that I
and
think that
getting in the
Fareed
lane.
Burton is really going to have to keep. Both Fareed and Jameel Burton are going to have their biggest responsibility in their next matchup when they match up again with Diggins. Here's Randolph again. He's your X factor on the Wood team. His shot again, no good. And there's Kalen Peters, formerly of Plymouth Whitemarsh. His dad, of course, certainly runs a couple of showcases a couple times a year, as of course Charles is from the Bahama area, as he brings in players from the Bahamas and runs a couple of showcases. We've actually done his Bahamas National Showcase games. Kalen had a great career at Plymouth Whitemarsh and played for a great coach in Jim D'Onofrio. 15 points a game, good shooter, defended well, and great attitude, by the way. We're talking about a guy with a fiery attitude.
Great grades. You can never leave that out when we're discussing these
great,
kids.
I should say.
Outstanding grades, strong test score. He is a prime candidate for one of those academic, one of those academic institutions.
Well said on that. Yes, he is a student athlete. Certainly, you talk about student athlete is definitely the way to go, and I think he defines what student athlete, again, is really all about. Phelps is a tough school to get into. It's one of the among the top academic schools in all of Pennsylvania. Dobb, by the way, Borsicello, 1 of 2 for him. Here's Shanahan for 3 from the corner, and the rebound again, no good. Shanahan again has missed his last 3 down the stretch. They go back to Randolph. Randolph again, step back, stutter step, Euro step, back out again. Borsicello might have stepped out of bounds. Randolph from the wing. He can't get it to go. Stinson gets the rebound. Now it's Borsicello with it. Back out again. Here's Stinson. Long 3 for the corner. It's no good again. And the struggles continue for Jalen Stinson. Just 8 points for him.
Well, Stinson missed a considerable amount of time as a result of a motorcycle accident. I don't know what possessed the kid to get on the bike. I've known that kid since he was about 3 years old. And I have made it very clear to him not to get on no more motorcycles.
Well, I'm sure.
So he's trying to find his rhythm.
Well, that's definitely, like you said, that's definitely a mistake that he'll have to learn for the rest of his life. I couldn't agree with that anymore. That's former Garnet Valley phenom Neil Benawa moments ago. 3-pointer good for Marcus Randolph. So only the second field goal for Marcus. He's got 6, and we've got ourselves a 1-point game, 35-34. Odu spin, trying to take Shepard, and they'll call Deshaun the personal. Sam Onu, Gen 6'9", all muscle on that one. And 2 shots coming up again for the native out of Nigeria. Last lived in the Texas area, currently lives with the Camden family. And by Camden family, we're talking about the former Archbishop Carroll and Westtown phenom John Camden, who's now going into his senior year at Brewster Academy in the New Hampshire area. Also headed to play with Sam at Memphis. That's a big get, by the way, for Penn
Big
Harbor.
Sam, he strikes me as a little bit limited offensively, but his rebound and shot blocking and just a presence in the low.
But you have to also yes, but Del, but you also have to understand the reason why they're limiting Sam is because, remember, he was out yesterday at the doctors with a groin injury. So it was very surprising that when we came back from lunch, when we saw the Phelps team, we thought, Sam's here. He's not here to screw around.
It's not just this time. I mean, I've seen him play recently in a couple of different settings. Sure. He doesn't have a sophisticated repertoire of offensive moves at the current time. But I think from day one he can play some low post defense at any level in college basketball. He's just big and strong, and he's got good timing on those shot blocks.
Benewall off the steal, gets it to go, and it's a 4-point lead as Neil Benewall. 4 points for him, and it's a 4-point game. Phelps again trying to take this one here in Black Cajun Television's coverage of the East Coast Bump Showcase. Randolph again, back the other way. Here's Stetson for 3, and he'll shoot 3. Foul will go against Neil Benewall. Again, Catholic League maybe in the region.
I mean, really, and the region could be from New York down to D.C. I mean, these guys are just really dynamic together. They're more or less interchangeable because Jalen can play on the point, and Sewell easily transfer over to the wing where he's even more aggressive offensive.
Well, he's already got his first 2 shots here. Stinson already in double figures, joining Ross Sewell. So again, you mentioned shot again for him. Can't get it to go. Bad decision, by the way, by Diggins. Good defensive play again by Kelly. And this is again what Diggins loves to do. Diggins loves to do the step back even if he's got somebody on his face. That's a bad shot. Diggins off the inbound. He'll try to redeem himself. Dribble drive shot. Are they going to say offensive? Again, dribble drive down low into the hands. Onu can't deliver. And the rebound finally brought down by Diggins. Diggins back the other way. Goes back to Randolph, the native again of South Jersey. And they're going to say blocking foul. I thought maybe that might be going the other way. We know Peters can plant. He's an expert at planting his feet. Subs again continuing to come into the ball game here. Chester again with that speed that they're going to need to use against the Vikings. Here's Diggins. Back to Shepard. Shepard fakes. He lost it. It goes back the other way again. It's Piotrowski. And the ball stolen the other way. Here's an opportunity again for Randolph. He drives again. He goes to the line for 2. Joku, by the way, taking the action here courtside. And Joku's team, unfortunately, dropped 2 tough ones earlier this morning. Sanford lost to both Academy of New Church. Actually, I should say 1 of 1, excuse me. They defeated Bishop McDevitt, not in that game, by the way, 20 points. In the second one, he had 17. And, just a good example, Del Greco-Wilson mentioning some of the top players here in the region. It's really not much of a surprise. A guy like Njoku, who will play 4 great. I don't think Njoku's going to play 4 years at Villanova. I think he might play 2, possibly 3. He gets better and more physical. He could be a first rounder. I really believe that. Here's Odu back to the line. He delivers. Sam Odu again. Just about a 82% foul shooter. 92 seconds again remaining. Phelps trying to survive and go to a perfect 4-4 to finish out their weekend. And just think that every game has been determined by at least 1 point as Odu delivers. He's got 5. 5 for Odu. 45-40. 127 again left here in this one. Stinson. Dribble drive. In trouble. Back the other way. Corner 3 is good. Going to find out number 14's name when we get done. Who is 14? Anybody? What is it? Come back. That's if Jackson comes back. Jackson has excelled on the defensive end in football. I saw him play a lot last year for Wood. He was one of the most, if not the most exciting player on the field. I really believe that. It was rare because Jackson is such a good basketball player, too. He runs the floor. He can get you a double-double.
Football pays the bills.
Well, that's
boys,
true, too. That's what it seems to be for him, is we have a whistle. So out of bounds, it's Phelps basketball again here. As we're approaching 1 minute again remaining. Chaz Kelly again in trouble. Finds Peters. Again, Phelps really not in need of a basket here. Down low again, and too easy down low, just like that. They doubled up. They were worried about
they don't have anybody that can match up with Big Sam today. I mean, Rob, I think, would push him, would body him, would keep him from getting wherever he wanted to go on the court. Physically, Wood is just outmanned in the low post today.
Well, again, like you just said, you're missing somebody like Rob Jackson, Sam
and
Odu
Munir.
again.
Munir would push him, put up some resistance.
Yes. No, I agree. Odu missing. But look at Piotrowski, the rebound. He can't deliver, though. So Odu with his 7th point. Randolph thinking 3. He drives the lane, left hand, he'll shoot 2. So far, the Vikings at least have been able to stay alive with their guard play.
Wood up 4 with 44 seconds to go.
We are at 44 seconds left to go. And we'll have an update, by the way, on the Eagles game as the Eagles look to at least tie the Ravens. They're down 30-22 after they trailed 17-0 to start the game today.
Eagles suck, boys.
Well, we know that. We don't disagree.
How we must go.
Well, we don't disagree with that one either. Marcus Randolph missing the first. A rare miss again for Randolph. He's about an 85 to 87, 90% shooter, and this time he delivers. No, he missed. Rare miss again by Randolph. I thought that one was on its way down. Foul, and Odu, I believe, is going to walk the floor with 42 seconds to go. 2 rare misses by Randolph in the final possession here.
These kids haven't been in the gym like that, boys. I mean, I'm sure they're working on stuff individually, but with this virus situation, it's just, you get what you can where you can for these teams.
It's been very difficult again, and I spoke to one of the parents at an LA Fitness, and he was telling me that Coach John Moscow has really been secretly trying to get his players to work out at an undisclosed
I'm sure John is following all the rules put forth by the PIAA.
As a guy who had, but think about it, but as a guy who had the virus, he has tried to follow all protocols and rules. Yet he has tried to also make sure that his players are able to stay in physical condition. He has done that. Again, I know he's been at an undisclosed location. They just haven't had many open gyms like they used to. And just think that back in the September days, with that when there wasn't a virus going around, you were able to have 3 days a week of open gym basketball, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And you would have college coaches and myself, yourself, and many of our scouts would sit there and watch, and we can't do that anymore because, again, we have to follow the rules. This Wood team, though, give them time, they're going to be fine. They will contend for a league title. Whether it's 10,000 or 200 people, it will be Wood and Newman in the Palestra.
Hey, Ari, is Wood winning the Catholic League Championship this year?
Again, the struggles continue. That's 3 straight misses from the line for the Vikings.
They're your betting favorite? Ah, you got Wood at like what, 2-1, 3-1, Newman 4-1. Roman 68-1. It's that time, man, to start messing with the Roman guys.
And Odu back to the line, and that just might do it. And if all goes well, Phelps is going to survive again and go to 4-0 to finish out their weekend.
I think they might really have a good team this year.
Big night
they're going to have to
for
count on one another.
Odu.
Not
One
just
of 2
two or
for him,
three
though.
guys.
8 for him. But again, another rebound. The struggles continued again, just like you mentioned. No Rob Jackson or Munir Newton. And again, Phelps' size just too much for the Vikings.
What's the score, Voice?
48-43 with
5-point games.
28 seconds. Nouse was trying to get a hand on that. Actually, it's not Nouse. Nouse is 14, but he is in the ballgame right now. I'm amazed to believe how great Chris Rowantree looks. Diggins again has no choice. Diggins tried to foul, and now they finally do. And Diggins all over
Wait a minute,
the
Wood is losing, Voice.
No, I just mean that they fouled.
But they got the score. Well, yeah, they got it crossed up. Yeah, the home and away is crisscrossed.
Well, we know who's winning. And the Houston, Texas native back to the line. He can seal it here. He's got the first. Kelly has had himself a good night. 17 points after that one. This is not an upset. I got to say this. Phelps this is a good team. And they have a lot of potential in the Tri-County League. Should run through the Tri-County League. I don't think there's any question about that. Here's Stinson back out again. Finds Morsicello for 3. It's no good. Rebound again off the hands of Nouse.
There's your ball game.
Peters again with it, and that should just about do it. So the Phelps School again. 4 games and 4 victories here in 2 days, including a knockoff game as Randolph. Are they going to count this basket? I don't think so. I don't believe they're going to count this basket. They win a final of 49-43. Chaz Kelly and Jackson Pietrowski are players of the game with 17 points each. Sam Odu, 8 points, 7 rebounds, and I believe 4 blocked shots. Jalen Stinson with 11 points. Rasul Diggins, no surprise, led the way with 12. It's not enough again. It's Phelps, 4 straight wins in the East Coast Bump Showcase. Wood will get at least one more shot when they take on a team who's dominated PA basketball in the last 25 years. The Chester Clippers. I'm looking forward to that matchup right here on Black Cager Television. Jacob Schwartz alongside.